Denver, Colorado has been growing like absolute crazy over the past couple years and is showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. With a massive influx of people, the question tends to be asked, is Denver, Colorado still a good place to live? Welcome back to the Mile High Living channel. I'm your host, Mitch Mahaffey, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing that very thing. Stay tuned. News recently came out that Denver, Colorado, and the Denver metro area was the #1 hottest real estate market in the entire country. That begs the question, is it still worth it to live here? And what do locals have to say about reasons why you should consider moving to Denver? Well, there is a lot, and having grown up in the Denver metro area my entire life, I feel like I'm somewhat qualified to speak on this topic. First and foremost, one of the massive draws and the big pros of living in Denver and living in Colorado as a whole, just how sunny it is. It may seem like this is overplayed online, but we are on February 29th here, and it is 60 degrees outside, and the sun is shining brightly through my window behind me. In a lot of other parts of the country where you have winter, it gets gray and it stays gray year-round. So for people looking to escape kind of that just eerie, dreary, almost depressive feel of wintertime, Colorado is a phenomenal place to land. Typically speaking, February is our coldest month on record, and it's been beautiful all of this year. Now, I can't speak to what next year's gonna bring, but this year has been phenomenal when it comes to temperatures in the wintertime. I think we've only had like a week or two total of snowfall here in the metro area. Now, personally, as someone who is not a fan of winter, I'm perfectly happy looking at the snow-capped Rockies all winter long. Let the ski resorts have their snow. Let me have my sun and sunshine year-round. That's what I'm after. Colorado's a good place to find that. Now, here's a counterpoint you need to consider before moving to Denver or the Colorado and Denver metro area as a whole. With 17 million annual visitors, tourists, business people, anybody coming to the Denver area, traffic is a mess. In fact, Colorado and the Denver metro area have the 21st worst traffic, 21st worst amounts of traffic in the entire country. We don't have the infrastructure and the size of roads and the public transit available to be able to host that many people. Now, of course, that's changing, and unfortunately, right now, with all that construction, it's only exacerbating the problem because you have rush hour, and now you have construction traffic, and now you have rush hour with construction, and then you have an accident, then you have rush hour and an accident, and it's just this snowball effect of terrible traffic. Now, it's going to take some time, but once the infrastructure has expanded and we have better public transit, it'll be a non-issue. But right now, it's definitely something to consider as a potential negative to moving to Denver. Now, another pro and another reason why moving to Colorado and Denver is so attractive is the stability of the economy and some of the benefits of Colorado's job market. The Denver job market is extremely robust, with new companies and new jobs being added on a very regular basis. On top of that, Colorado's state income tax is a flat 4%, 4.2%, making it one of the lowest dollar amounts and tax amounts for the states that do have an income tax that they charge. On top of that, Colorado also has one of the lowest effective tax rates for property taxes as well. So pair a thriving job scene with tons of incentives for companies to move here and tons of new companies moving here, paired with a low state tax rate and a low property tax rate, it's effectively becoming an ideal spot to live, work, and play because of some of the savings you get. Con to that, Denver's housing prices are going crazy. We're at the point where Denver's prices and the housing market seems to not make sense on paper. With interest rates as high as they are and prices as high as they are, one would think something has to give. But that shows you there is so much demand for people moving to the Denver and Denver metro markets that is propping up housing prices despite having some of the highest interest rates since the 1980s, 1990s. I don't know, whenever interest rates were 18.5%. It's crazy. Now, what happened too quickly was people got accustomed to 2.5% and 3.5% interest rates and thought they would last forever and that this is the norm. That's not the case. In fact, 4.5%, 5.5% is a normal interest rate, and I think as that comes down, and as interest rates come down, and we start to see a more normal, stable interest rate, I think it's actually going to spur more activity in the Denver housing market. So, the pro to this is we have a very strong economy, low state income taxes, and low property taxes. The con to that, well, a lot of people like that, so housing prices are going crazy. Another pro to living in Denver or Colorado, if you are a professional sports fan, well, we've got something for everybody. Denver and Colorado have a professional sports team in every single major sport that is played and publicized on a national level. Flip side to that, they may not be the best teams, not naming names or anything, but we've got them. They're here for you if you find yourself, or if you are a sports fan, or find yourself amongst sports fans in your friends or family. Another pro and big draw to moving to Denver is the educational system here. Now, Denver school systems are extremely highly rated and produce some very, very well-educated students. So much so that Colorado as a whole is ranked as the 5th most educated state in the entire country. Drawback to that, of course, as you get into higher education, and this is true for any university across the country, you do have costs that come with that. When I was going through college, CU Boulder quoted me $35,000 to $40,000 a year in-state tuition for just a general business degree. So there is a cost, of course, that comes with achieving that higher rate of education, but I think in the long run, it definitely does pan out and is a huge draw to the area. Now, of course, that's just a top-down view of some of the most popular and biggest reasons why people are moving to the Denver and Denver metro area, and should help provide you with a little bit more information when you try to answer the question, is Denver, Colorado a good place to live in? Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we go in depth on what it's like living in Denver and around Denver in the surrounding communities every single week. Once again, my name is Mitch Mahaffey, this is the Mile High Living channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.